Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back. So in this video, we will be probably be working up with our website. I'm going to tell you how to go ahead and how to just work with the edit post. So first of all, what we have to do, we basically have to go and we have to grab all the results that we have in here for the ID7. So the thing that we have to do will be exactly same as we did in those lectures where we used the edit.php ID, and then we used to grab all the data that we had for an ID so that the user can actually change what he wants to. So if I just go to all posts, you can see that here we have title and everything. Okay, so we're going to be working up with this thing. Okay, we're going to grab the title, we're going to grab the description and everything, and then we're going to work with it. Since you can see that the category is off first set, then we will not allow the category to be changed. So we will just go ahead and we will leave the category, but we will working up with the title, we'll be working up the content, and we'll be working up with the image, and then we'll also be working up with the keywords as well. So let's just go ahead and let's work with it. First of all, what we have to do, we have to open up the edit.post.php, and you can see this is going to be right here, and you can see that we have also got the $get ID. Okay, so you can see that here we have our form, and this is the form that we have to start our PHP. We basically have to go ahead and we have to grab all the data that we have in our database for this specific ID that is grabbed. Okay, so now what we have to do, and you can see that this author role is only for admin. So if only the admin is there, then he can edit any post. Otherwise, if the author is there, then he will not be able to edit the post. Let's just come up here and let's start our page. Here, what we have to do is that we have to write our first SQL statement that is going to be just like grabbing the results. Okay, so we're going to grab the results for the form, and then we're going to be moving forward. So first of all, what we have to do, we just have to come up here and we have to write here dollar form SQL. Okay, just say dollar form SQL, and here we're going to be writing out the SQL for the form, and we're going to write just like select all from post, select all from post where post underscore ID is basically is equal to the post ID that we have. So post ID is just grabbing by the get underscore ID. So what we have to do, we just have to come up here, and here we have to say dollar post underscore ID is equals to dollar underscore, and here we have to grab the post ID. So we have to just write here ID. Okay, because we are grabbing this ID from here. So whatever the ID is here, we're going to grab this, and then we're going to store it in the post underscore ID variable. So where post underscore ID is basically is equals to dollar post ID. Sorry, it should be dollar post underscore ID. So whatever the ID that we enter, okay, which is in the URL, it's gonna put that ID in there in this query, and this is going to give us results. If I just do it and I just copy this query and I just go to my table and I just go, let's suppose that I just run this query. Okay, I just come up here and I say where post ID is basically is equals to 7. Okay, so since 7 is a post ID, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go, and you can see that here we get the post ID 7, which is a post title this, post content is this, post category is this, post author, and everything is right here, and you can see this is right here. So what we will do, we will be basically allowing the post title, we will be allowing the post content, and we'll be allowing the post keywords to actually go ahead and change. Okay, and we'll also be allowing the image to actually be uploaded as well. So let's just go ahead and let's work with it. So you can see that now since we have grabbed the ID from, now what we have to do, we have to store the result. So we're going to write in here result form result. Basically it's going to be form result. So I'm going to write here form result is equals to my SQL underscore query, and in here what we basically have to do is that we have to write here first connection to the database and then the SQL. So our SQL is basically dollar form SQL. Okay, so we're going to write dollar form SQL, and you can see that it's going to be grabbing the result here. And now what we basically have to do, we just have to come up here and we have to go ahead and we have to work with our form. So now what we have to do, we have to create a while loop. And what this while loop will do, this while loop will basically just store the just grab the fetch the basically array, and it's going to store it in the loop. So what we have to do, we just have to come up here and we have to say form while dollar form row is equals to my SQLi underscore fetch underscore assoc. Okay, what this is going to do is this going to grab the array, and it's going to just store this in this variable, and then we can just call this variable anywhere we want. So we're going to be just writing here the form result so that it's going to be grabbing it from there. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to paste. And you can see now form row will have my IDs. Now what I have to do here, I have to write enter. And here I have to just go and I have to close this bracket right here where it says after this form. So I'm just going to come up here and I'm going to say $PHP. And I'm just going to close this bracket, which is here. I'm going to just remove this bracket here. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to close this bracket here. Okay, so I'm just going to go and I'm going to save it. And now what we will do, we will just go ahead and we will work with our ID thing. Okay, what we basically have to do, you can also use the if MySQL underscore num underscore rows is basically greater than 0, then work, otherwise don't work. Okay, so this means that if any row is there, then work, otherwise don't work. So you can do that pretty well if you want to. Okay, so now what we have to do, we just have to come up here and we have to just create the variables. So we are working up with the title, we're working up with the content, and we are working up with these things. Since category is one set, we will not allow it to be changed. That is why we will remove this category from here, and we'll be working up with the title, content, image, and keywords. Okay, title, content, image, and keywords. Let's come up here and let's say post title is equals to $from row, and in here you're going to write post underscore title. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to press Control D, Control D, Control D, since we have got the 4 here. Now what you have to do, you just have to come up here and you have to write here, now we need the post content, so we're going to be writing here post content, and we're going to change this to post content. Same like this, we're going to change this to post image, and we're going to change this to post image, and we're going to change this to just like post keyword, so we're going to say post keywords, and we're going to change this to keywords as well. Okay, let's go ahead and let's save it, and now let's go ahead and let's just paste them in here. First we need to just paste the value for the post title. We're going to come up here and we're going to say value is basically is equals to, and in here we're going to say $PHP and echo post title. Let's just go ahead and let's come up here, let's save it, and let's refresh and let's see if it's working or not. So I'm just going to come up here and I'm going to refresh. You can see that here I basically get the title here. Okay, so this is a correct thing. Okay, I just go and I just say that I need to the post 6. And you can see that I get Core i7 processor for the post 6 title. Okay, so this is totally working. I just go ahead and I just say post 5 iPhone X Plus may not be released. I'm just going to hit edit and you can see that this is a title I'm getting. So now what I have to do, I have to go and I have to look for the post content, which is going to be right here between the two. And we're going to say that we basically need to echo the post content. Seems like this, we want to go in and we want to work with the post image. So post image is basically going to be right here with an image tag. Source is equals to, and this is going to be closed here. And now we need the width to be 150 pixels and the height to be 150 pixels too. Okay. And what we need is that we need the source to be like echo the image. So we're going to say echo $post image. Okay, and then we need a BR tag here so that a line break is also there. And now what we have to do, we have to work with the keyword. So for the keyword, what we have to do, we just have to say value is equals to, and in here we're going to be giving the keywords. We're going to say $PHP, and we're going to say echo $post keywords, which is exactly the same like this. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's save it, and let's go ahead and let's just open this up. I'm just going to do it and I'm going to refresh, and you can see that here I get everything. Okay, this is the full content that I'm getting. So if you actually want to just increase the size of this post content, you can definitely do that. You by just going ahead to this text area, and you can see where this rows is equals to 3. You can say rows is equals to just like 6, and just refresh, and you can see that now we have much more space here for the content. Okay, you can increase this to any extent you want. Okay, you can say that rows should be 9, Okay, and the rows will be 9. So 9 lines will be there. Okay, you can see this is obviously the content of the post is looking. Now we have to work with the image. You can see that the image is not working. I'm just going to inspect this element and I'm going to see where this image address is going. This image address is going in the uploads. You can see, just see it here. Okay, when I hover my mouse, the address comes here, localhost/dynamics/admin/uploads. But the inside the admin folder, if I just show it to you, you can see the admin folder is there. Inside the admin folder, there is no upload folder. Then why is it just showing this? So what we have to do basically is that we have to go ahead and we have to make sure that we grab the folder before uploads, because in the before folder, then we have the upload. So we have to come up here and we have to say image source should be // and then let's go ahead and let's come up here and let's refresh. And you can see it's going to give me the result here. So this is totally working. If you actually want to change this image, you can definitely change this. So now what we have to do, you can see that we've got our everything covered here and everything is working. Now in the next video, I'm going to be showing you how to actually go ahead and how to just make this form into working, or if our time is not short, we can do it right now. But since this video is going very much longer, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to do everything in the next video. So stay tuned guys, and bye-bye.